Welcome back to Who Wants to Be an Accounting Millionaire, powered by Financial Sense, the only place where debits, credits, and digital disruption collide. I'm your host, Drew Carrick, and today we're diving headfirst into the technologies shaping the future of accounting, from AI and blockchain to cloud-based everything. And today's contestant, you may have seen causing even the driest of professionals on LinkedIn to laugh. Tom, a CPA who's not just crunching numbers, but crunching memes. So while the future may be uncertain, one thing's guaranteed. Tom's already got a head start on both the algorithms and the punchlines. So with that being said, love to introduce today's contestant. Tom, let's get your introduction.
What an intro. That was great. Yeah,
Thank you.
excited to be here. I know it's called Accounting Millionaire. I think I can win $1,000. So, who cares? Let's call it a rounding error, right?
Yeah. I mean, look, we're talking about millionaires and we're talking about $1,000. So
Makes sense if you don't think about it. Yeah.
Right. I mean, if you think about a balance sheet or an income statement, right, it's always in thousands, right? So if you just add 3 zeros, then we're good.
Basically.
So give us a little background on yourself, Tom, of where you've worked and where you're at now and what you do.
I started my career at Protiviti in consulting, which was really just internal audit. Got really involved in RPA and automation. Took that to WeWork, where I worked in risk and audit. Nothing bad that happened at WeWork was my fault. If you're thinking that, it's not me. Don't point fingers at me. And all of that culminated with me joining Finoptimal. We're a startup. We're an accounting firm that builds QuickBooks apps. Accruer is our most popular app. And that's where I am now. Do all the marketing, product sales, and like you said, just post a lot of nonsense on the internet. So excited to be here.
So what makes you most excited about this opportunity to play Who Wants to Be an Accounting Millionaire?
I think I could win probably like 50 or 60 bucks, which is, that's probably like 50 beers. So I'm pretty pumped about that. I think that's, it'll basically cover my beer money for the weekend.
50 beers? What bar are you going to that's selling dollar beers?
Oh, no, I'm getting cases of putting in a cooler and going in the pool outside. It's Long Island. It's the summer. I'm going in the pool. I'm not going to the bar.
Love that. Love a good Long Island connection as well. So before we kind of get into it, do you have any fun stories or interesting, story that you want to maybe get off your chest? Or
Yeah, I mean, listen, I worked at WeWork while the IPO failed, and got to live through all of that. So there's a lot of stories I can probably bring up, but we don't have enough time for them. So
Sure.
Maybe I'll tell them another day.
Yeah, we'll look for it on some of your meme posts.
Yeah, exactly. I can't give away any of my content right here. You got to go
Cool.
follow me on LinkedIn if you want to see my funny stories.
That's fair. All right, so you ready to get into the rules of the gameplay?
Make me a millionaire, Drew.
All right, we'll see what we can do. It's pretty simple. You'll have 10 questions, and each one is going to get progressively harder as you go. But of course, the prize money will also be increasing as we go. There are going to be safety nets over the course of the game. So at the third question, you'll be locked in at your $30 value. And after the sixth question, you'd be locked in at your $250 value. If you do happen to get a question wrong, you will still be able to keep playing. You'll be able to get $10 per question after that. If you had already reached the safety net, you'll drop back down to that amount, and each question thereafter will be worth $10. You also have 3 lifelines that are available to you. So you'll be able to use either the switch the question, which is where we'll just give you a brand new question taken from a separate inventory. Caveat to that is you don't know if the question is going to be easier or harder than the question, but if you have really no idea and you're like, well, it's a crapshoot either way, then you can do that. You'll do the 50-50, which is where we'll eliminate 2 of the wrong answer choices. And then the other one's the Bookkeepers hint, which is a little more, what can you extract out of me so I can nudge you in the right direction?
I like it.
So you have those available the entire time. Once you use it, you don't have it again. You can still use that on the flat $10 questions if you get it wrong and you still have a lifeline available. You're more than happy to use those along the way. But if that's all set and it makes sense, let's see if you can win $1,000.
Yeah, if I win 1,000, I'm going to give some of it to charity. So if I don't win 1,000, that means that you guys don't like charity. So just keep that in mind as you're picking the questions.
He's already manipulating the gameplay. We love it. All right. So that being said, let's get into the game. The first question is, which technology is most associated with verifying transactions in cryptocurrencies? Is it A, blockchain, B, quantum computing, C, 5G, or D, virtual reality?
It's definitely not 5G is the thing that makes your brain go crazy, right? Like that's what everybody says makes people go nuts these days, the cell phone towers.
I think that's what or it's also what the planes are releasing out into the sky, right?
Exactly. Those are chemtrails. So it's not C. Virtual reality, I'm pretty sure that's just those glasses that Apple made that nobody bought, which was the worst thing that they ever put out until they just put out that weird new UI that's the liquid glass. So I'm going to eliminate C and D. Quantum computing can break blockchain, allegedly. That's what all the Bitcoin skeptics say. It's A. It's blockchain. Lock it in.
Lock it in, blockchain. And blockchain is correct. Blockchain is like the immutable ledger, but flashier. And so
allegedly.
No, you can't audit it with Excel macros.
Random sampling, Drew.
Random sampling from the blockchain. We'll pick the blocks and we'll build them up. All right, so we're off to a hot start. Great job, Tom. You're $10 in, working our way towards that third question benchmark. So let's keep on going.
Let's go.
Which technology allows accounting firms to automate tasks like invoice processing and expense management? Is it A, blockchain, B, robotic process automation or RPAs, C, machine learning, or D, 5G?
All right, I have a problem with this question overall. It's definitely not A, it's definitely not D, right? So, but like, you can process invoices without using RPA. ETL, extract, transfer, load, that's a very common way that you could process these things. To me, invoices are typically on the AR side. So like, in theory, you have control over the data structure of that system, and I wouldn't use RPA to actually book those things. Now, I guess maybe if you're saying invoices in terms of bills, is it RPA? Is it machine learning? I don't know. That's honestly kind of a toss-up. I would argue that OCR, optical character recognition is probably the technology that's really helping with that kind of stuff. So I'm kind of at a standstill here. Like, I guess technically machine learning is closer to OCR than RPA is. I am invoice processing. Bill processing and expense management, it's got to be machine learning. I'm going C.
You're locking in C.
I'm locking in C. If it's wrong, I'll just like complain for the next 8 questions.
I think we're going to have you complaining for the next 8 questions.
Oh my God.
Because it is B, robotic process automation.
That's so ridiculous.
You deserve to let a robot handle those 7,000 receipts.
That is crazy. That is crazy. That is a crazy answer. Whatever.
We're back down to 0, but each question from this point on is still worth $10, so you still have the opportunity to get that beer money.
$80, baby.
You still have the opportunity. Let's see if you can throw a perfect game.
Let's go.
All right. So question number 3. Which accounting workflow platform, known for streamlining practice management for small and mid-sized firms, has grown rapidly since 2020? Is it A, Jetpack Workflow, B, Financial Sense, C, Monday.com, or D, Basecamp?
I would love to pick A just to throw the game here after how I just got betrayed, but I'm going to be the bigger guy. I'm not going to do a reverse betrayal. It's B, it's Financial Sense. The Kings and Queens. Lock it in, B.
B is absolutely correct. Financial Sense, because there's nothing that says future of accounting like automating those client task lists that you're still ignoring. All right, so you got question 3, and so you got $10 or whatever. So you already got a 6-pack coming on the way. Let's see if we can we can get that up to an 18.
Let's go.
All right.
That's it. Now all these are just in beer increments moving forward.
Question 4: Which major accounting firm launched an AI chatbot called TaxGPT in 2023? Is it
This
A,
is tough.
Deloitte, B, PwC, C, EY, or D, KPMG?
Wow, this is tough.
This is really testing your how in tune with the tech news that you are.
I'm completely in the dark on this one. So right now I'm just thinking through my lifelines. The 50-50 is going to do nothing for me because then it's just going to be a blank guess. All right, let's just swap it out. I have no idea, and I don't want to burn 2 to get there.
That makes sense. That's
it's a good question, though.
An intelligent decision. Good question, indeed. All right, so your alternative question will be, which of the following is not considered a benefit of cloud accounting software? Is it A, real-time data access, B, reduced paper use, C, lower local server costs, or D, easier collaboration?
Which is not a benefit.
Which is not a benefit. We all hated those not questions on the CPA exam.
Lower local server costs is not a benefit of cloud accounting software. Lock it in. C.
Locking in C. And that is correct. Local servers, what is this, 1997?
Haha.
All right, so you got another $10.
Let's go.
All right, so here we are. We've got $20 earnings now. We're going to keep chugging along, seeing if, after you give up a home run in the second inning, let's see if you can still throw a perfect game.
Well, when I end up throwing a perfect game, then the entire league is going to be in protest and say he threw a perfect game and it was rigged. But again, let's see. I got to make it to the end before I get really upset. So,
I know that has been a big dispute in baseball where there's been instances where the refs have, or the umps, I should say, have maybe had a questionable call that ruined what would potentially be a perfect game. And
yeah, that was question 2 is basically a bunt in the 9th inning to ruin a perfect game, but it happened in the 2nd inning. Doesn't make any sense. I'm going to throw a perfect game, though.
Okay.
I'm feeling good.
All right. Well, I like the confidence, so we'll move on to question 5. We now have 2 lifelines available, which is the Bookkeepers hint and the 50-50. So you're in good shape now as we go into the second half. What does SaaS stand for in cloud accounting tech? Is it A, software and accounting systems, B, services as a solution, C, software as a service, or D, security and software?
I love acronyms. Are so funny because I'm sure everybody uses them for everything. Definitely software as a service. Although I have seen people say, what do people say now? Software with a service. SWAS. That's a new one too. Now, C, lock it in, software as a service, $30, baby. Let's go.
Lock it in C, and that's correct. It is software as a service. So I know you do enjoy the acronyms, Tom, and you've recently been inquiring on the LinkedIn world. What's the best ones that you received from one of your recent LinkedIn posts on acronyms?
Yeah, well, I'm trying to think of what I got yesterday. There weren't any that really blew me away. Someone brought up SME, which was always so funny when that became a thing, the subject matter expert. And you would say, you see SME and you'd say SME, and that just always made me feel like I knew what I was talking about. So I guess someone reminding me of that was probably my best takeaway on there. Yeah, acronyms are just so. What was the new one that came out? MCP, the new type of API for AI that everyone talked about for like, I don't even know, like 7 hours, and then everyone forgot about it. That was cool.
It probably sounds like foreign languages to people who are just like, I don't know what the heck's going on. It's like chemistry, and somebody's just listing elements.
Exactly. And it's not just acronyms. It's also just like when people say, oh, ship it. It's like when I started working at Starbucks, like, what does that even mean? Oh, it means release the feature. But yeah, people just like saying business words. I think it makes everybody feel like smart and powerful.
Do you think accountants are in particular more geared towards using acronyms? I feel like it, or do you think it's just across the board?
I think that accountants struggle the most because there's something called CAS, and they just all make up what it means. It's cloud accounting services, controllership as a service. Like they can't even agree on how many letters and what the letters stand for. So in terms of all other business professionals, I think accountants are behind the 8 ball because their main branding acronym is completely disjointed.
All right. So total earnings is now $30. So we're on the way uppity up. We're going into question 6. Which accounting organization has published a guide on blockchain's potential impact on the profession? Is it A, PCAOB? Is it B, FASB? C, the AICPA? Or D, the IRS?
Interesting. I'm between A and D for sure. Maybe I shouldn't have said that because now if I do my 50-50, you're just going to screw me and just leave me with A and D. I don't know. Is the 50-50 random or do you choose?
The 50-50 is randomly chosen by me.
That's haphazard, Drew. Come on, you know this. Um, I want to go 50-50 on this, please.
Okay. We will be removing B and D.
I'm going to go with A, PCAOB.
Locking it in?
Final answer.
The correct answer is C, the AICPA. It has issued papers and guides on
God damn it.
blockchain's role in auditing and
I'm
accounting
cooked.
processes. When
I'm
the
cooked.
AICPA is writing about blockchain, you know it's time to start pretending like you understand it on LinkedIn. So,
Oh, that sucks. All right. Well, now I really can't complain because now I'm a big loser. That's my first one wrong, though, so that's fine.
yeah, and you still have $30 that is still there. That's still
Oh,
in
I
your
keep the
pocket.
money?
You keep the money.
Oh, sick. All right.
You keep it. Yeah, each is flat from this point. So you're just going to keep
Understood.
accumulating 10 for each question you get right. You get a little reward.
Love it. Love it. Love it.
Cool. All right. Well, let's move on to question 7. In 2023, which accounting technology company secured new funding from an investment round led by Framework Ventures? A. Flowcast, B. Numeric, C. Ramp, or D. Gusto?
This is tough. I can't remember when Ramp raised most recently. I feel like Ramp raised in 2024. Um, but maybe they did 2 quick rounds. I can't remember. I know nothing about Flowcast's funding, although you did work there, so maybe there's a little tie in there. Maybe they're doing a little nod to Drew Carrick. I will take the hint, Drew.
That is fair. This technology is one that would help you with automating your close, your month-end close through AI.
Okay, so it's Flowcast and Numeric. It's funny, actually, we think about Ramp. I wonder if they're using RPA or they're using something else. Maybe I should call my Ramp people right now and get my money back. No, okay, Flowcast or Numeric. Oh, this sucks. I'm going to go with B, Numeric.
Locking in B, Numeric.
Lock it in.
Your gut is correct. It was B, Numeric. So yeah, I would say one of the other thought processes is, of course, the size and scale. If you don't know the venture capital firm, Flowcast has been around for over a decade. Any later funding rounds are going to be massive, and they're probably going to be from more well-known companies. Numeric, I think, recently had their Series B, so they are kind of in that window where they'd be able to do that.
No disrespect to anyone that I didn't know about on that either. I'm ignorant.
Closing deals with VCs and closing the month-end books, that's efficiency, right?
I love that. That was a good one.
There
Write that one down.
All right. So you've now accumulated $40. You are all out of lifelines at this point, so it's just you from here on out for the last 3 questions that we got.
Okay.
But you still have a chance to hit that. I think you were aiming for at least 50, right? So you just got to bat 1 for 3 on these next, and then you'll be in pretty good shape. All right. So question number 8. Which data visualization software is widely used by accountants and auditors for analytics dashboards? Is it A, Tableau, B, Oracle Forms, C, PowerPoint, or D, SAS?
This is hilarious because accountants and auditors definitely make like pie charts in PowerPoint like manually all the time, and just like probably spend like a full person salary just updating slide decks because they just refuse to actually try anything different. It's Tableau for sure. A, lock it in. $50. Let's go.
A lot of confidence, and the confidence pays off. It is A, Tableau. Tableau, because nothing says I'm serious about data like a 37 tab dashboard your boss doesn't know how to open.
Exactly. No one knows how to update it except that one guy, and he's on vacation. So let's export all the data from the visualization software, put it in an Excel sheet, and make a pivot table off of it. I've seen that done way too many times. People love dashboards. No one knows how to use them.
It's funny. It kind of reminds me of, and there's a comedy sketch in this of printing out a trial balance and then having that manually inputted into an Excel and then converting that cell to a PDF and then using a scanning platform or software that then converts that into an actual format that can be used and edited.
I've been talking about I'm workshopping the same bit that you are. We're so close to somebody releasing an AI software that takes a PDF of an Excel file and turns it into a live Excel file where it's like you could just use a Google Sheet in the first place.
Mm.
Bit's not there. I might have just walked all over it by talking about the premise before, but dude, it's so funny to me how yeah, it's crazy.
And
Um,
that's been sort of the MO, I feel like, of the profession in general, is it's this very lag latency on
yeah,
just doing things that just seem like they make more sense. So
exactly.
you've hit your $50 mark here, so we're on that threshold, which is great. You've got 2 questions left, and we'll head on over to question number 9. Which AR focused accounting tech company made headlines for coining the term practice intelligence to describe its services? Is it A, Awin, B, Bill.com, C, Rillet, or D, Airbase?
It's not Rillet, although shout out Rillet. Those are good lads. Airbase, I feel like, is more AP and expense focused. Now, I could be wrong there. I can't really remember. I historically, actually, that's not true. The WeWork quote to cash team, there's another good acronym,
Mm.
QTC.
Mm.
Um, I feel like they leveraged they used Airtable. Okay, now I'm mixing that up. Airbase, I feel like is expense. Airtable is what I was thinking about. Awin, I don't know enough about them. Bill.com, obviously, bills, they started as an AP functionality using OCR and extract, transfer, load processes to automate those things. Sorry that I'm beating a dead horse. I I am thinking it's Bill, but practice intelligence feels like something. I feel like Awin is like an AI kind of company, and that feels like a thing that an AI company would say. Um, to me, I really want to say Bill.com because of the AR focus, but I'm thinking Awin because it just is a newer company and it feels like something that they would say. I'm gonna go Awin A.
Locking in Awin. And that was a good switch at the last end because it is Awin. Giving
I
the
can
account.
spot AI accounting firm branding from a mile away, man.
That is how you
Let's
think
go.
through a question. Giving,
Let's
Awin is
go.
given accounts receivable game a rebrand with practice intelligence, which sounds way cooler than chasing late invoices.
Yep, there we go. I knew it.
You're up to $60 here.
It's almost like I do this marketing thing and I'm not as bad at it as I pretend to be.
Yeah, I mean, I think you put on a little bit of a showcase here of showing, hey, I really know these companies and I know these acronyms. And I think another little bit beyond the acronyms is just actually, I was thinking about it with the Airbase and the Airtable, all of just the different names of companies and how you kind of come up with these different
Oh,
company names.
I mean, FinOptimal, it's just like, how many fin companies are there? I didn't pick this name.
Well,
One day I'll wrestle Jesse and maybe I'll try to rename it to something else. But
you,
FinOptimal sticks. People at least know what it is, right? Like we don't have to fight for and financial sense. Financial sense, A plus plus name. Really, just like what a grab on that one. Because there's so many companies, who I'm just like, well, how does anyone going to know that's you? Or like, are you going to spend $5 million on that domain? So like for us, I feel like it's a good name because it kind of tells you what we do, but it's also something that's like very unique. But yeah, I'm with you. The branding game is always very, very interesting.
so you know how fish starts with an F and fish have fins. I wonder if there's a world where there's pH, because it's a lot of, you have the banned fish, right? pH.
Ooh,
And then I
okay.
wonder if I wonder if there's a world where eventually fin starts being PHIN.
Ooh, okay. A little fin up. I'm not a huge fish guy, but I'll entertain it.
Yeah.
I'm more of a Grateful Dead than a fish guy, but I like where your head's
I
at.
just I just think that perhaps when we run out, and this is what companies do. When you run out of using the letter I, you use the letter Y.
Exactly.
Sometimes you'll use V instead of A just because it's an A upside down.
Yep.
We'll see how this shakes out in the future. Maybe there's just every fin has been taken, so you start going with the PH version of fin.
Awin can use two V's instead of a W and be really trendy.
That would be
That's like
crazy.
that movie, The Vitch, right? Yeah, you could do that.
All right, so you got $70 here going into the final round. Question number 10. No lifelines left. This is all you to finish it up with potentially one of the harder questions. Which accounting tech company became the first to launch a blockchain-based audit platform specifically designed for real-time transaction verification? Is it A, PwC, B, EY, C, KPMG, or D, Deloitte?
Great question. This is going to be tough, and it's more going to like paint me around like how I think about these firms. So like, to me, I'm really between A and B here. I just don't think this is, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. To me, Deloitte has like more of a focus on consulting, although they do obviously do, they do audit services. And I do think of them as kind of like the more like forward thinking of Big Four, but really more on like a consulting side. I don't view them as like the preeminent leader in audit. So when I think about like audit, I think about PwC, EY, and KPMG. And this is no shade at my KPMG brethren, who I have plenty of friends who have worked there, but I don't view them as like huge innovators, right? Like I feel like PwC or EY are more likely to invest in trying to get something like this out first. All right, now I'm going to go B, EY.
B, EY is correct.
Let's go. And I showed my work.
You showed your work. That looks really good for the core competencies I think that they now teach in school. So you've shown exactly how you arrived at your
9 out of
answer.
10, right? I got 9 out of 10. That's crazy.
8, I believe.
Yeah, but really 9. If I'm curious, well, now, yeah. Now I'm definitely demanding a recount, because how much money could I possibly have won? I guess not that much. I would have blown it on question 6, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Which
That
would have
was
dropped
fun.
which would have dropped you back down to $30 anyway, but you are walking away with 70 plus here, so
All right, I'll take it.
you got some beer money for the weekend.
I love it. That was
And it
fun.
was awesome, yeah. And I mean, I loved seeing the way that your mind worked here. I think a lot of people are going to be fascinated by just learning all the different aspects between the acronyms and the different companies. And I think you did a good showcase of saying like, hey, I kind of know a thing or two about my tech companies.
I do. This is great. What type of beer? Good question. Probably $70. I could get a nice little. Someone wrote in the chat what type of beer. Probably go Miller High Life, Rolling Rock. That's my summer beers.
Okay,
Keep it light,
sure.
nice and domestic.
Now, from a branding standpoint, do you have koozies? Because I feel like a koozie would be that's the power move.
Drew, I literally just ordered koozies for Scaling New Heights, the conference that we're going out, and it says close the books, open to drink. What does it say? Close the books, open to drink, close faster, chill harder, just use a crewer. Those
That's
are the
great.
koozies that we're rolling up with. So yes, you're on it.
It's great. That's awesome.
Cool.
Well, Tom, it's been really great having you on the show. Glad that we were able to do this. Glad you were able to walk away with some money. And that's it for Tech and the Future of Accounting on Who Wants to Be an Accounting Millionaire. Whether it's AI, blockchain, or robots doing your tie outs, one thing's for sure, the accountant of the future isn't just crunching numbers, they're crunching data and trends and maybe a few existential crises. So shout out to Tom for bringing the memes to LinkedIn and the hustle to the hot seat. I'm Drew Carrick signing off, saying stay curious, stay agile, and as always, stay compliant.
And I'll see everybody next time.